beautiful morning to you out there, viewers. It's still Nigeria Today Live, and this is Relationship and Lifestyle. My name is Remain Olori Adujoke Adobe David. My friends call me Olori AJ, but Blossom, on our own, decide to start calling me Gen Z Olori. But anyway, it's one of those things. You know, there's some relationship you find yourself in, and you just like I accept whichever way you want it, because it's still convenient for me and I'm liking it anyway. So whether I like it or not, that's what she decided to call me. And Ireba me is now joining her too. No wala. It's one of those things. Let my Gen Z host return. Then they will know better. This morning we're talking about how do we align our relationship. Okay? Why emotional alignment matters in relationship. Why do we need alignment? What is emotional, alignment in relationship? To discuss this with us this morning, joining us very soon, is the person I call Bishop. He's a writer and author, motivational speaker, and he also reviews books, and a man of the word. As much as he delivers it diligently, we call him the Udogu. He calls himself Udogu. Okay, GNR. But we're talking with Robinson Godwin this morning. He is the CEO of Rainbird Nigeria Limited. A beautiful morning to you, Godwin. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning. Good morning, Olori. How are you today?
You're looking so cool, calm, and collected this morning.
I don't have a choice. Thank you very much for that. To your knowledge in
Okay,
that.
now I want to ask. We're talking about why emotional alignment is important in relationship. What is emotional alignment? Can you help us with that? And why do we need this in a relationship? Why does it matter? Does it have
Okay,
any
okay,
ingredients, to help in relationship?
okay, okay, okay. That's beautiful. That's a very beautiful question. Thank you very much again. In relationship or every human being you ever see, we are all emotional products, or we actually dispense emotion, and we also receive emotional input from or output from people. So when you talk about emotional alignment, it's about your emotional output aligning with your partner's output. Most of the problems we have in relationship is actually about realignment and alignment of emotions. That's the truth about it. When you give out some certain emotional energy, you are also expected to receive some. So, but if you are giving A, I think your partner should be giving B or similar A, and then it should be aligned. But when both of you are not on the same page, then that's a problem. So emotional alignment is about the emotions of the two parties who are in a relationship aligning with each other to create a synergy or the objective or the goal that they actually want to see. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. For instance, you are in a relationship with somebody, and this individual just wants a relationship just to, to while away time and have fun with you. Well, you are looking at this relationship, ending up in marriage. But you can see that both of you are not emotionally aligned. So the output of the other person is going to be very different from what your output is. And this is where you have problem. So it is about synergy of the emotions. It's about the emotion aligning and agreeing together and headed to the same goal and objective. That is what it is like.
Okay, now how well can we manage this emotional alignment? Because in a situation whereby you are far, you're the two of you, the two partners, are not in the same region for maybe 6 months or thereabout. How well does this, emotional alignment, how stable can it be? Especially when you're far from your partner. You often come home because of the distance of where you work, and you're the father or the mother that really is not in the same space with your partner. How stable can this be?
Okay. Okay. I think you're talking about managing long distance relationship as regards emotional alignment. Is that what you're trying to say? Or a busy relationship in the place of emotional alignment? Okay, let me bring it this way.
So,
We must have to understand it. Are you listening to me?
yes, I can.
Okay, we must have to understand this that distance matters so much in a relationship, in marriage, in whatever you do, even in the jobs we do. It matters so much. Some relationships today or some marriages today are being sustained by IT or through the IT input. And of course, you have to have some certain things lacking behind. They are going to lag behind. Some things are not going to be there. So when there is distance in a relationship and you struggle to balance the emotional alignment, it means you are going to bridge the gap of the distance. It means you are going to do more. It means it's just like now. Let me put it this way, Olori. It's like you need water in the house, and the water tank is 30 meters away. Then you're going to lay pipes to get the water and then bring it to the house. But if you say no, I won't lay pipe, it's not going to work. I just need the water here. Then you have a problem. So if there is distance in this relationship, which I've seen a lot of relationships, a lot of marriages today having. Sometimes you have the other one staying abroad and the other one down in Africa, and then they're struggling. Most times, these marriages or these relationships, they cave in. They cave in because they are not properly managed. They cave in because the energy you are bringing into this marriage or the relationship is still as the energy I see both of you are living under the same roof. No, it can't work that way. Your output, your contribution into this relationship is as if both of you are still under the same environment. No. So the answer is this. If there is distance involved in a relationship, your emotional alignment, you have to do more expression, you become more expressive, you become more committed, and then you also put up structures that will actually help you to manage the separation, the distance, the loneliness, and lastly, the distraction, which always occur when there is distance in a relationship.
Okay, now, what role can love languages play with emotional alignment? Can you help us, explain that in
Okay,
details? What role can
thank you very, thank
love
you very much.
languages play
Now,
when we talk about emotional alignment?
okay, well, love languages actually play a very important role in emotional alignment. Let me say it this way: it's like you have, how do I put it? Love languages is like the nozzles where you dispense your emotional energy. It's one of the nozzles where you dispense emotional energy. Now, your love language is actually the way you perceive love, the way you receive love, the way you also give out love. For some people, the more anytime you appreciate them or you give them things or you give them gifts, and to a lot of people out there, I don't want to mention any gender. When you start pushing money into the accounts, they see that as love. Okay, you can't blame them. That's the way they see it. Some when you show care, they see that as love. So love languages are actually the way you see the mirror you use to view love, the way you see love, and the way you also give love. So in a relationship, you're talking about emotional alignment. You should be able to understand your partner's love language. You should be able to understand how he or she speaks when love is involved, how she dispenses love, how she accepts love, and how she's able to distribute love. For instance, if a woman her love language is about receiving money and more money and more money into her account. And then what you do, most important times in her life and most important season, you buy flowers and you buy flowers and you buy flowers. This is emotional disalignment. That is going to have a problem. You are not following it according to her love language. So there is a need for both of you to be able to know each other and understand each other. And these things are done through interaction, through conversation, and through unwavering openness. This is very, very important in every relationship. So this is what I have to say about that. I hope I answered your question.
When you go out, they say for the road, for the road. Let's take this final advice from you for the road. For young couples who are still courting, they are still in courtship, what will be your advice to them, okay, when we talk about emotional alignment as they progress in their courtship? What will be your advice to give them a strong bond in that relationship? Thank you.
Okay. What I have to say to young couple or people who are just into a relationship and they want to make sure it works, there should be, let me say this, relationship actually makes us vulnerable, but that's the beautiful part of relationship. You see, that's why they say falling in love. I'm sure when you're falling, you are not in total control. Your partner should be able to catch you. Now, when you talk about being in love as young couples and then you are in love, what should you expect and what should you do? First of all, I tell people this: there should be openness, there should be honesty, there should be cohesion, there should be interaction. Because why? There should something you shouldn't bring in the shady secret part of that. Once you begin to bring that, you're becoming dishonest in that relationship, and the lifespan of that relationship or the health of that relationship is going to be very weak. So, first of all, I also think this way: some people try to force what they expect or what they want out of relationship to their partners without actually discussing about this. So I think you should be able to discuss, and both of you should be able to come clean and be open and be honest and tell each other what you actually want in a relationship. All this is let us just continue, wherever it ends, and let it be so. So I think what I have to say is that young couples or people that are coming into relationship for emotional alignment has to be honest. There should be honest. Then there should be interaction. There should be you should share goals and similarity in goals, and you should be headed to the same objective. That's what I want to say about that. If there is interaction, there is this, then a lot of things can be sorted out. Now, let me say this. It doesn't mean that both of you must actually do things the same way, but it means that both of you should be compatible. That's where it starts. You should be compatible. I may not want to eat, may not like what you want to eat, but I also will not stop you from eating that. And I could actually appreciate you from, doing that. And I could actually reach out to get those things for you. And if it is healthy. So that's what I have to say. Honesty, compatibility, and having the same objective and sharing the same goal. That's what I have to say about that.
I picked something, and what I picked is that you don't have to do things the same way, but you have to be compatible. I love that so much. I want to say a big thank you to you, Godwin Robinson, Odogu, GNR. Our Bishop. Okay, it's so good to have you this morning. We've been talking with a relationship coach, a writer and author, a man of the word, and a motivational speaker, and CEO of Rainbird Nigeria Limited. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the discussion while emotional alignment matters in relationship. You heard it. You don't have to do things together. As in, I carry A, you carry A, I do this. No, but you have to be compatible. And that's the beauty and the vulnerability of what relationship love is. Because you have to be, yeah, I told you now, see Blossom start calling me Gen Z Olori. After someone called me Gen Z Mama. Everybody Gen Z, but she told me to the other way around. But I have to align with it because she's my colleague and a dear sister. It's a beautiful morning, and I hope you all have a splendid day. Thank you for joining us. Have a lovely day ahead of you. Thank you, Robinson.